All right, I'm going to show you a sales call that I closed while playing video games, specifically Rocket League. Pretty good call, and at the end of the call, I also give some insights on how I close deals, so watch till the end. Also, this call gives some insight on my offer and how it works, the pricing and everything, so if you're interested in my offer, you can watch this video, understand how it works, and then book a call with me below. Enjoy the video. So we're about to do the sales call with Emmanuel. We're going to close this call. I'm actually just going to open my script real quick. I don't use it a ton. I just want to use it for this. I know the questions kind of by heart. I kind of change the questions up here and there. It's 2 o'clock. I got to let him into the room here. Usually it's, where are you at currently? Where do you want to go, right? Okay, what's the goal? 6 months from now. What have you tried so far? Where are you at right now? So where do you want to go? Then where are you at right now? Can I show you what I can do, right? So that's basically it. So we are going to start the call. We're going to close it, see how it goes. I'm also going to play Rocket League while I do this. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Carsten, what's up?
I have in here, it says Emmanuel's assistant. Is that someone or is that just a note taker type thing or what?
Yeah, it's a note take. You can just delete it.
All right, all good. Thank you. So, where are you located?
Sweden.
Sweden, awesome, bro. Can you give me your business life story up until now?
Yeah, sure. So, started SMMA like a year and a half ago. I was in school, university back then, and basically I started just to make some more bucks. Like if I could have around, let's say, 4K a month, I would be very happy. And then it became my passion. I love marketing now. Uh, and I found my why basically to have financial freedom and work wherever I want. So that's my why today. So niche top a bit, started in the dentist niche, did go to the gym niche, then I did go to the financial advisor niche, and then I have stick to remodeling for this year, and I'm not going to change. Appointment booking is kind of an issue. Like I have basically one stream of appointment booking, which is Loom, that works pretty good. I feel like cold calling could work, but like the appointment booking rate was trash.
Yeah.
Do over 100 calls a day and still have 1 to 2 calls a day. Facebook DM is packed. I'm sure you know. The contractor gets so much DMs every day with the same pitch, the same offer. Like, so they're packed. Like I can see my clients get a ton of shit every day, both on email, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, cold calls. So yeah, I'm looking for something new. And I have the reason why I'm actually here is I got a friend, his name is Jonas, actually from Sweden too, and he told me like, yeah, I invested in this Karsten guy and he booked me like 40 appointments in 3 days. I was like, shit, that's more than I booked in 4 months. But he was in the same niche, just to give you some background, but he switched to real estate. I feel in real estate, it's a lot of easier because they are salesmen too.
Yeah, it's pretty easy in the real estate space. Yeah, it is impressive, but like getting clients or getting sales calls, at least in the real estate space, is pretty easy. But yeah, so what's the goal for you? Is it just, I mean, are you to a point now where you're pretty good, but you're just trying to keep growing?
When you mean pretty good at appointment booking?
Like with your agency, like what's the goal?
So the goal is to reach 10K a month, of course. Like I'm at 6 right now.
Nice.
Smash delivery for my clients, because I'm sure you also have worked or are working with guarantees. So smash service delivery, and like in a year from now, be able to at least be at 100K per month.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And you're just using the Looms to get appointments right now?
Yeah, that's correct. I actually tried your Google Chat. I saw your YouTube video.
That's funny that people did that one. Like, because I've had several people say, "Oh, I tried the Google Chat one," and I'm like, "Cool, I guess." I don't know. Did you get any results with that or no?
Yeah, to be honest, I tried it like for 150 people and I got one response. And then I'm so focused on the service delivery part right now.
Yeah.
So I have VAs doing my loops for me.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I
And so,
I put it in the video just because it's something I found. It wasn't actually something I tested and tried and thought it would thought it actually worked, but I knew people would probably like just testing it. So,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I always try to come up with these weird ones that nobody's doing, but cool. So I'll kind of tell you just how many appointments are you booking right now?
Like some weeks it's very inconsistent, but I had as the most part 7 on one week,
Hmm.
but it's usually 2 to 3 per week right now.
Okay, and then what do you? How many emails are you sending or looms and stuff are you sending?
I'm sending on average 100 to 120 per day,
Okay,
and I'm gonna pump that up to maybe 200 now.
cool, awesome. Yeah, so the how my system works is basically we have just a whole bunch of course material on how to do everything. So there's a course there, but that's not the main thing. But it has videos on how to do each individual strategy. For you specifically, I think Facebook can work. No, what I noticed about Facebook, it is very saturated, but you just have to reach out in a more unique way. So it's like everybody's reaching out on there, but if I have a really good message and I make it funny and I make it like really compelling, then it makes it, and you have a guarantee and everything, it makes it really easy for them to respond to it because nobody else is doing that. They're just sending these long messages.
Yeah.
But Facebook, SMS, WhatsApp can work pretty well. LinkedIn is okay. I have a new kind of LinkedIn email strategy.
Yeah,
And then,
actually, not to cut you off, I use LinkedIn,
yeah,
but the connections I get is pretty low.
yeah,
Like I would at least need 50 new people every day to have a, an outreach that's actually reasonable to do, because it's maybe 5 to 10 per day at max.
yeah. Something that you can do is something that helps improve connection rate is if you just act like you're one of them. Because if you look like you're going to pitch them something, they're probably not going to accept you. So if you say in your bio that I help contractors do this, that, I help remodelers get 10 new remodeling jobs per month, right? If you have that as your bio, you'll have a lot less people accepting you. But if you just said remodeling consultant, you're not really lying because you're saying that you're a consultant for remodelers, which is true. But they probably will assume that you're a remodeler yourself, and so they'll accept you more likely because they think that you're just one of them. So we had somebody in the group that did that. They were doing like mortgage, and then they did mortgage consultant, and then or I help mortgage brokers, and then they changed it to mortgage consultant, and they got a lot more responses from doing the mortgage consultant thing. So that's something you can try.
Yeah.
And there's also ways that you can set, because like LinkedIn limits you in certain ways, but there's ways that you can kind of get past those limits if you use the right strategies. So we have all those strategies in the course. There's a whole bunch of videos on how to do that. You also we have 2 group coaching calls a week. Is it like 7 o'clock for you, 8 o'clock for you?
Yeah, so right now it's 8 o'clock.
Okay. So I think it's on Mondays at like 3 or 4 p.m. your time, and then on Thursdays it's at 10 p.m. your time. That's when the group coaching calls are. Usually there's like 20 people in the groups, and the one guy you're talking about, he'll be on those calls sometimes. And they just kind of ask questions. You can kind of give your feedback or what you're doing and what's working for you, and everybody kind of just shares ideas on what's working for them. And most of them are agency owners, so they'll kind of share what's working. And then you also have one-on-one calls with me anytime you need it, so you can ask me questions at any time. We also give you access to a lot of the tools that you need, so you don't have to pay for extra for those. And it is $3,000 one time. You can split it up into 3 payments of $1,000. If it doesn't work for you within 30 days, you get all your money back, plus you get to keep everything for free.
Okay, so you said the line broke. You said 3,000. You could split it up at 3 payments.
Yep.
And then I lost you.
Yeah, 3 payments of 1,000. And if you don't like it for any reason, or if you're unsatisfied, you get all your money back, plus you get to keep everything for free.
For the first 30 days?
Yeah, 30 days. I don't put a hard limit. Let's just say you did like 45 days in, you're like, oh, this isn't working. Carson, go kill yourself. I want my money back. Then I'll just give your money back and you're good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Before I make a decision, Jonas told me that everything was automated.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the case?
Yeah, I only really use automations. I don't like doing anything manually. And so like we have a Facebook automation, we have a LinkedIn automation, Instagram automation, SMS automation, WhatsApp automation. There's voicemail drop automation, which I think would work for you. So everything's automated. Like the first touch is automated, and then everything else is manual from there. So like if someone responds and says, yes, I'm interested, then from that point, you obviously respond and turn it into a booked call. But I like to make everything, the first touch of everything be automated because there's no point in really doing it manually. I mean, for the Loom videos, sometimes it makes sense, but for the most part, you just have a VA doing the same thing over and over again, right? So let's just automate it,
Yeah, yeah. So do you actually have people in the remodeling niche?
Yeah, I've had a few people that do that. Usually, on average, you're getting about, most people are getting 3 to 5 calls a day after about 60 days of being in the group. And like, if you're actually implementing a lot of stuff, it's about 3 to 5 calls a day. I'd say starting off, you'll get about 1 to 2 calls per day starting off. So 5 to 10 calls a week. And then so you have your, 5 calls per week you're getting right now, but like add an extra 5 to 10 calls with my strategies. And again, most of it's automated. And then once you start dialing it in, like, because in the first couple of weeks, you're like, some things aren't working as well. Sometimes the message just isn't connecting with the audience. Sometimes, like, if you just send from a girl name, you can test sending from a girl name, and then you'll just get more responses. It's just like some little things that you can tweak with your campaign. But once you get it where it's working, you just pump as many messages as you possibly can, and then you'll get a ton of sales calls coming in. And so on average, it's like 3 to 5 calls a day once you're up and running, and it's working for you. So.
Okay. Do you know, like, what would you say is the reason why, like, remodeling is harder than real estate? I mean, I guess, or I know it's because they are salesmen from the beginning. They want to sell. We do the same thing. But what would you say is the reason? Because it feels like the real estate niche is also getting saturated, or the offers are getting saturated. Because they are also, it's like a new niche, or whatever I should call it.
So I think it's a few things. So I've done campaigns for real estate agents. We've been able to book like 30 calls per day with some people. The thing is that with real estate agents, usually they're a lot more flaky. They're usually not even, like, they'll be salesy, right, because they want to get more commissions, but they're not really business people. And so they're a little hesitant to pull the trigger on buying things more so. And so you can get a ton of sales calls, but out of those 30 sales calls we were booking per day, maybe 20 to 30% of them will actually show up to the call. So they're very flaky. And now it still does work. We were able to still be very profitable with the campaigns we're running, but you have a lot of like waste. So you can book 30 calls and only have 7 people show up to the actual call. So that's the kind of problem with real estate agents. But they're more reliant on leads a lot too. So that's also a factor where like they're usually just always looking for leads, and they don't really have their own book of business. So it's they're always buying. Kind of like same with solar. Like solar's kind of hard to get into now just because there's so many people doing it. But they're always like the only way that they get leads is like no one's really just begging for solar, right? So it's like it's just door knocking and trying to get people to actually switch to solar. So, and then also for the audience of remodeling, what I found is that with almost anything that's like contractors, they're business people, but they're also just kind of like they're contractors. So they're builders and everything. And so like, I'm sure you talk on the phone with them and sometimes they're price hesitant. We're like, oh, well, we've done this for 25 years and we've relied on referrals the entire time. And we don't need your stupid Facebook ads. They'll say crap like that. So yeah. You'll get a lot of those guys. And it's just like, that's just the reality of the audience. It's like, you're just dealing with the middle of America where they're hardworking people, whatever, and it's like they see business in a completely different way than how we see it, where like, oh, ads are important, or getting marketing is important, but they're like, oh, I just need to work with my hands, and a real man does that, right? So I think it's just a matter of the audience too, and also that there's a million real estate agents in America, so it's like really easy to find them, and they put themselves everywhere all the time, so it's like it's really easy to find their mobile phone number because they plaster it out on everywhere, so you can find it on Instagram, you can find it on Facebook, everywhere that they are, you can find them. But with the remodelers, it's a little different, and there's also not as many of them as real estate agents. It is also a little saturated, obviously, as if you have your clients' accounts and you see that they're getting a ton of messages. It is a little saturated. Real estate is also pretty saturated, but you just have to have a good offer. And that's what I realized with most audiences is if you just have a really good offer to that audience, even if they are saturated, you can still get a good reply rate and good amount of booked calls if the offer sounds good enough. So that's kind of the main differences.
Yeah. Well, Carson, let's do it, man.
Awesome, man. Well, do you want me to send you a link of 1,000 for 3 months or 3K one time.
Yeah, so right now it would be better to do 1,000 a month.
Cool.
The reason being the guarantee. Like
Yeah.
if I would be fucked otherwise.
Yeah, I'll find the link here.
So I'm surprised you are taking your calls. I thought you had people.
Yeah. So I had a closer. I'm gonna be honest. Here's the link to it. I had a closer, and he was doing okay, but then he just stopped. Like, he just wasn't doing great. Like, he would get 30 calls a week, and would close like sometimes one, not even that, sometimes a week. And I'm like, dude, like, that's my entire business, and you're closing one a week. Like,
Yeah.
so and then all of a sudden he just up and left and quit. And so I have another closer, but I just started taking on some of the calls. And so I'm like, I have some free time. I'll take on the calls. I make more money because I don't have to pay them a commission. Usually a lot of people, and I close a lot higher percentage because people like you watch all my videos and then you're like, oh, I know Karsten, but then you hop on with a guy, Joseph or Tyler, and you're like, oh, I don't know Joseph or Tyler. And so you kind of have this celebrity factor, or like you've already watched my videos where you spent like an hour with Karsten already, and so we hop on the call and it's like we've already been friends. So
Yeah.
it just makes it easier for me to sell. Got a fresh fade,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, thank you. So is this your main business, or are you doing anything else at the moment?
Yeah, this is the main thing I do. Also, I do some done for you, but I really just don't like doing done for you anymore. So I have some like bigger companies I work with, and I usually just do setups. So I help them set up the campaigns. I create the scripts for them. I still like if you need something like that where you just, hey Carson, can you help me with the scripts, or can you help me with setting up this stuff? I still do that for everybody that joins the group. But that's usually like a higher ticket stuff for these bigger businesses.
Well, there you go.
Awesome, man. Well, I will. Do you have what's the
email?
Yeah. You should get 2 emails. The Notion one is just the access to the course, so you can start going through that material. You can also, in the onboarding, there's a link to book a call if you want to. You can book a call anytime you need to. You don't have to book it for any specific time. You can book 5 calls a week if you want to. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I'd rather you not book a ton of time. I have people that just book with me every day sometimes. But if you need anything from me, you can just book the call. We just go over, on the onboarding call, we just kind of go over what you're doing right now, what I would be doing if I were you. I would just go through some of the material first, just watch some of the videos, and then book that call, just so you kind of know what to do or how to do it. And then we also give you access to a lot of the tools. So in the first video in the course, please watch that. A lot of people don't watch it. Just watch it because it tells you how to do most of the stuff. It'll show you how to get access to a lot of the tools, and then how to kind of navigate the course and everything. So.
All right, let's kickstart this journey.
For sure, man. Well, if you need anything, just reach out to me on Discord. We'll give you access to that too. So just reach out on Discord and we can go from there. All right. I feel funny. The thing is, he's going to be in the program now. And he's going to see this call. It's going to be funny. I was kind of going off the cuff here where I said, all right, as you see, I went through, all right, where are you at currently? What are you doing with your business life story up until now? He had a really cool life story where he's been doing it for a year and a half. He's got a lot of clients that he's working with, but he wants to grow further. Let's get to 100K a month. That's awesome. Okay, so we got that, where you are and kind of where you want to go in a sense, like where you've been, how to get appointments right now, just kind of get the nitty gritty, like what are they doing right now? And what, like trying to get the pain of why it's not working for you. So, all right. Right now we're getting 3 to 5 appointments. We can max with 7 in a week, but really I want, my friend said he got 40 appointments in a week or in 2 weeks, something like that. And I want to get that. I'm like, oh yeah. So, you're here. What I would do if I were you, so I'm giving him value. What I would, if I were you, I would do Facebook. You can do that in a really unique way. You can do LinkedIn. You can do SMS, and you can just you can literally say the exact same thing to each individual person. I usually customize it to them because each audience is different. So if you're targeting plumbers, the way you're going to reach out to plumbers is different than the way you're going to reach out to B2B SaaS companies, So I customize it for them. I just tell them, spit out whatever information I know. And I did say a lot of stuff in that call where it sounded like I was like stuff that you guys probably want to know, like just because I ran the campaigns in real estate agents, and so I know all this stuff about real estate agents. But you might not know that stuff. But you just spitball, act like you know what you're talking about. If you position yourself as the expert, people will just assume that you are the expert. That's the thing. Like if I just say, sometimes I'll go to Best Buy. I know everything about cameras. I'll like ask the guy at Best Buy, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, this one's this and this one's that. This one." I'm like, "I know you have no clue what you're talking about because I know about these cameras and you don't." But I know someone that's stupid will come into the store and they'll just believe everything you're saying because I used to work at Best Buy and I used to do that. Well, I knew everything, most of the things I was talking about. But when I just said, hey, this camera's better because it has better low light, it has a better aperture in terms of like the lens that it comes with, the kit lens that it comes with, and you also have faster shutter speeds so that you can take more pictures quicker. It's also good for videos, got 4K 60 frames a second with no lens distortion or with no rolling shutter, right? So all those things, you might have no clue what I just said, but I sound like I know what I'm talking about, and therefore you're just going to assume that I'm right. You're not going to be like, oh, well, you do have any testimonials about this camera? Like, no one's going to say that, right? You're not going to look for any reviews. I'm the expert. I know what I'm talking about, and so you're going to buy from me. So almost every time I did that at Best Buy, it was just like, oh, well, I guess I got to get that camera because this kid knows what he's talking about. So anyways, even if you don't know, you just spitball it like you do know, and just say whatever, like, because if you just start, people will just believe you for no reason anyways. But you don't want to lie to anybody, all right? Thank you for watching. Hope this was helpful for you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.